Morning, is it from Zetster's lab? I'm outside again. Wow, it's a humid day. You can see yesterday it was winter. I had my jersey on. Today it's so humid, I'm summery. So I thought this is the day that I'm going to paint outside again. Oh, this is my favorite spot. Under the trees. The back of my garden. So yesterday I decided it's time for a horse painting again. You know, I'm from the farm, grew up with horses. Absolutely, they're my spiritual animal. But actually, I don't know, all animals are my spiritual animals. I just love animals. I just love the outside, trees, flowers, the ocean, farm. Yeah, I think I'm a farm girl. So yesterday I did this painting on one of my music sheets, and this is this woman and her horse. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? Must say, it started off being a man, a really rough man with his horse, and then something wasn't right, so I took away his big hat thing, and then I put in a little bit of red, and then I realized this is a girl. So you start off in art, you start off with something, and then you see a beautiful picture or another painting or whatever, a photo, and you start off with it, and then you make it your own. At first I couldn't do that, so everyone was going to start painting. I don't know, I started 50 years ago, didn't have any art degree or anything. I was a physical education teacher, so I was into sport, very good in tennis, became a tennis coach, but I was always very creative, so I was always busy with creating beautiful things. I never painted before. Because at school they said, no, you're useless, you cannot draw, because I cannot draw, so I thought, I'm not good at art. And then about 15 years ago, I just felt this desire to start painting. My uncle, he lived in England, he actually gave me some money, and I thought, what can I do with it? I just don't want to throw it into the bottomless pit, you know, all your needs and what you need to buy actually. And my husband said, why don't you go for art classes? You always wanted to paint. And I said, no, I don't want to paint with a small little paintbrush and very, very fine art. I want to paint with my hands. I want to get dirty. I want to put things in. And a friend of mine at that stage, she was giving art lessons kind of like this. And he said, why don't you ask Ailensha, and then she can help you to paint, make a big painting for our dining room. And guess what? The next Saturday there was a party in our neighborhood. Went there, and guess who was there? Ailensha. You know, if things need to happen, they will happen. You don't have even to force it. So I asked her, and she was so excited, and she said, yes, get this paint and that, and go and buy your canvases, and I'll see you on Saturday. So she came and helped me to create this beautiful painting. I think it was a cross and flowers and whatever on these 3 large panels. I was not going to talk about this morning, so, well, interesting times thinking back. And we worked so well together that at that stage her friend that was helping her with the art workshops, he said he had it, he's done with it. And she said, don't I want to help her? So, of course, so I started helping her, learning all the way. And later on, she went back to full-time teaching, and I continued with the art workshops and painting. It was so funny in the beginning, when I started to paint, I really struggled. Really. You know, it doesn't come to everyone just naturally. So yes, I started off, and then I throw it away, and then she would knock on the door, and I said, thank you for coming. She didn't even know I needed her. And then I said, help me with this, and she will just do it, little things here and there, and voila, beautiful. So I've learned through her for many years. And as I say, now I'm at a stage after 15 years where I start off with a thing that's really beautiful to me, a photo, and then I make it my own. So this beautiful horse, look at this, I mean, look again. That woman was first a man, and then she became this one beautiful woman with a thing on her head and her pinkish reddish jacket, and oh, I just love it. And that is the same in life. You start off thinking your life's gonna go this way, and you start off putting everything in, doing your best, and at the end it turns out differently. But different isn't bad. Different is just different. It's just your life is turning out exactly how it's supposed to turn out. I cannot tell you how many times people will come into my home. I've also learned painting is not you take a photo and you do a replica of it. I mean, always say, you can take a photo and have it printed. I cannot do that. I've learned that painting, art, all kinds of art, is what feeling do you get when you look at it, listen to it, read it? What does it do to your soul? And I cannot tell you how many times people would come into my house, look at my art, and burst out crying. I mean, it just touched them in such a deep, deep spiritual way. Isn't that awesome? I mean, I read something this morning about this woman that grew up so poor. She was an African woman, and her mom couldn't read and write, and how she struggled to get a job, and at the end she got this job as a cleaner, and how she struggled, and then she fell in love with this man that got her the job, and later found out he's married. She had these 2 little children, and this is the girl that was writing this article, and how her mother struggled and how they struggled to survive, but they did, and how she was the first one ever in her family to go to university, and now she's going overseas. She found this fantastic job and is now going to represent South Africa overseas, and how proud she was and of just surviving. And wow, we're all born into situations. Nobody choose your color and your race and your family and your culture and your religion. You just find yourself into that, and then you need to find your way out of it. Isn't it awesome? You find yourself into this situation, in this scenario, situation, life, and then you need to get out of it in order to become free and realize who you really are in spirit and truth. And so yes, coming out of that and becoming your own person, and that's life. It's not easy, and some really has a more difficult path, but getting out of what you were born into in this realm and finding out who you really are. This makes me think of the man that he left home, took his inheritance, then he wasted all his inheritance. He landed out living on a pig farm, living with pigs, eating their food, and then he realized one day, you know what, this is rubbish. I've got a father, and he's the king. He's got his own kingdom. Why will I waste my time here between the pigs? And he took his things. He didn't have anything. I mean, he just got up and he went home. And spiritually, that's exactly what happens to us. We are all born into the image and likeness and spirit of our source, our spiritual I call him my spiritual father. Some call him my source, my life source, my life, who I am. We created in the image and likeness. And we come into this realm, and then we forget totally who we really are, a spiritual being, equipped with everything that we need to make it victoriously through this realm. But, excuse me, we forget who we are. And then we find ourselves in this setup, and we struggle, and we don't know who we are, we don't know what to do, and it's really, you hit rock bottom sometime in your life. I mean, I have many times, and then you realize, wow, this is not me. And your eyes open to the fact that, wow, I'm a spiritual being, and in me I've got what I need to live victoriously through this realm. And that's what my heart desire is, to just enjoy this realm. No matter where I may find myself in this realm, I want to experience peace and joy and happiness and the power and the love and the passion and the compassion for others. And I want to experience heaven now. I want to be, because what is the use of this? What is the use of being in this realm if you only struggle? So you see, you got to get to that point where you realize, this is not who I am. I'm going back to my Father's house, becoming the spiritual being that I am. So I'm going to get rid of all these mindset, these lies that I accumulated all these years, that I'm this poor human, and this world is terrible, and I'm not going to make it, and this is going to get me, and I'm going to die, and whatever, this and that. I don't want to live in that pigsty anymore. Really, I just want to be free to just enjoy the life that is in me, becoming who I was created to become in this realm. We are all different parts of the spirit, and we are all gonna manifest differently in this realm. And I really just want to be the unconditional love that I am and that you are. Joy, peace, power, love. I want to experience the abundant life that is in me. I don't want to, and that does not mean I'm going to be the richest people, most healthy people, thin, beautiful, call it. That's not what it means. It means experiencing the peace and the joy and the power and the abundant life. Now, this is what heaven means, and that is what I want. And thank you for tuning in. So this is I've got this huge canvas, A1, not huge, but I mean A1. And a couple of months back, I painted this elephant, this woman and the elephant that was just one spirit. You could see them. It's like the woman and the horse. It was the woman and the elephant, and how they were just being together as one spirit. They were standing there as one, realizing they just one. And so Sunday people came to buy some Christmas presents. So I had that painting. It was also done on a small A4 music sheet, and it was my favorite, one of my favorites. You know, you get those paintings, that's just your favorite. And it became another person. So she bought it and went home with my elephant and my woman. And after I did the horse and the woman, I thought, I'm going to do them. I love her so much. And I'm going to do it on the big one. And Herman said, my hubby, do the elephant. And I thought, yes, I'm going to do the elephant on a large canvas. So I'll keep you posted. Thanks that I can share my life with you. Our life. We're one life. We're one spirit. We've got what it takes in us to live abundantly, victoriously over any situation we may find ourselves in. So let's do it together, me and you. Love you lots. Is it from Zetster's Lab? We'll talk again.